100. So all those other coins that might push it up to 1,000 transactions per second, that would not work for, a big country like the UK. BTC would not work for a small country like Iceland, but if you get up to 1,000, might cover UK, but you need something up in the millions to be a global currency. And no other blockchain can pull that. Hopefully Terranode will push it, and that is why I'm so excited about their development.
Yeah. I mean, so it sounds like there isn't anything even possible that can even do this. It's just nothing is up to speed yet. Now, what about Ripple? They always say that that's what they're going to do. They claim that XRP is going to be. They keep saying that, at least the XRP army. They always say that they're going to be the banker's coin, and they're going to be on every bank and blockchain and all these things.
Ironically, Ripple has an office here in Iceland. There's development going on Ripple. I've met those guys a couple of times. The peak performance of Ripple is, I think, theoretically around 1,000 transactions per second, but then I think it's not sustainable at that level. And okay, that would maybe work for a country like UK, Germany, but not both UK and Germany. So Ripple is out of the picture, and Cardano is out of the picture. All of these, Solana is out of the picture. Everyone, they cannot pull, they could not be a currency like a dollar or a euro. That's impossible.
Cardano doing 7 transactions a second now, they said. So that's not fast enough to. No. It's just not, and that's not very fast. 7 transactions a second that's just big. Yeah.
I don't know if you, just to put this in perspective, in Iceland, there are 300,000 people here. And we do 100 transactions during the peak hours, not sustained over the whole day. But that's the load that this technology has to be able to carry. They have to take the load.
What's the load for Iceland?
It was 100 transactions per second.
Okay.
And it's such a small country. Imagine if you scale that up to a big country, you're soon you're at the thousands, and then tens of thousands. And none of these cryptocurrencies out there, except BSV, has a potential to get there.
Yeah.
So.
And also, Terranode isn't just capped off at, say, like 1 million transactions per second. It's theoretically, it's limitless on its scale. We could argue that in 50 years' time, Terranode could be operating at 1 billion transactions per second, or 10 billion, or 100 billion, right?
I'm not going to speak for the Terranode team, but I think, Siggy has publicly said they are testing, 1,000. No, was it 1 million transactions per second? Just on a daily basis, they are running these tests, and you can kind of see it. I don't know how far they've pushed it. Maybe 3 or 4. Maybe someone else can answer that better. I'm just guessing here.
Oh man. Okay, there's a 73-page report here regarding this Project Mandala on the Bank of International Settlement that I have not seen. So now I see it. This is the extensive report. Is this yeah. This will be worth a read and to see what they're talking about here. Cross-border payments. So they're trying to do cross-border payments. And what did you say about the SPV, Scott? What did you hear about that?
Yeah, the whole thing is just talking about it's. Hang on, let me go to the part that I found most interesting. It was talking about simplified payment verification. I think that might have been in the video as well. They were talking about mandalas. They were talking about, what was the other thing they were talking about? Merkle trees. There was a few different parts of it, and even the video was simplified in such a way that it was, here we go, view report. It simplified in a way that it just felt like it had come out of N-Chain. If they had mentioned BSV at any point, it really wouldn't have surprised me. But I'm trying to find the part. Let me just mute myself a second.
Well, that would not be very good for them. Well, they would not do that because that would totally affect the market. If they mentioned BSV, that would upset the whole market. Yeah, that would actually be probably their attorney. I don't think they would be allowed to do that.
I think it would be very unresponsible for them to say exactly
right
that it's this coin, and then if it's such a big entity like a Bank of International Settlement behind it,
yeah,
it would be such an obvious kind of, hey, this is the technical way that we will build the next SWIFT system, or and maybe they don't want people to kind of speculate on that.
It would be totally irresponsible for them to say, "Oh, hey, we're going to be using the Ripple blockchain," and then they, "Oh, it doesn't actually work."
Yeah. That scenario, it would be obviously very bad. It would also be kind of bad if, even though it would work, that some people heard of it before others, and now they bought into the new technology that would kind of turn the whole financial markets upside down.
What is ZK Stark? I've heard of that. ZK Stark on chain. Does that sound familiar to anybody? ZK Stark. That's what they're saying. To facilitate verification of the ZK Stark on chain, Mandala converts it to a ZK Snark Groth 16 proof.
I have to ask Craig about it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's Craig's in here as a reference. So, I'm kidding. I don't know what's Craig up to. He has not been out on any interviews at all or podcasts at all in a while. He's been quiet. No. I know Scott has a message. A little birdie transmits everything to him that Scott's communicates via pigeon carrier. Yeah, these are complex terms I've seen before, though. In big, I remember seeing this. Xiaowei Lu would probably would know if these are valid terms, but SK Stark. It does look a little bit familiar. Is Alex on? Alex Favel. Alex Favel. He's not on. Oh, he is. Alex. Who's requesting up? Oh, approved. Scott fell down. Oh, where'd Casey go? She fell down too? Let me get her. What happened? Casey, you fell.
I got dropped out.
Casey, you fell out. I'm going to put you back up.
I was dropped out as well.
Dropped. Alex, okay, Scott, you're back up. No,
I'm not in a room. I'm in a noisy room.
You're in a bar. Okay.
If I'm afraid.
You're at a party.
I'm not in a bar, but yeah.
Yeah. Over there in the Netherlands, man. Nice. Dutch. Casey, you're back up.
Yeah, space glitched. I had to drop down.
Space glitch. Scott.
Yes.
Yeah. So, does anybody recognize the term ZK Stark?
No, I see it. I do see it there on page 23. It says zero knowledge proofs are cryptographic protocols that allow one party, the prover, to demonstrate to another party, the verifier, that they possess certain knowledge or information without revealing the information itself. This method ensures privacy and security by only proving the validity of the information rather than sharing the.
Okay, Scott, you went. Did you drop? Scott.
Could you not hear me?
I heard you when you were talking about zero knowledge proof on page 23, and then you went silent. So if you could repeat that.
Oh, let me try and put two screens up. Hang on. Yeah, it mutes me when I go off the app. Right, there we go. Can you hear me still?
Yep.
Excellent. So it just says zero knowledge proofs, ZKPs, are cryptographic protocols that allow one party, the prover, to demonstrate to another party, the verifier, that they possess certain knowledge or information without revealing the information itself. This method ensures privacy and security by only proving the validity of the information rather than sharing the details. ZKPs are particularly useful in scenarios in which sensitive data need to be verified without exposure. Going on from that, it starts to mention about SHA-256 hashing. So it says two popular ZKPs are ZK Stark, a ZKP system designed to be scalable and transparent. It relies on cryptographic hash function for security and does not require a trusted setup phrase, which enhances transparency and trust. ZK Starks can handle large computations efficiently and are well suited to applications needing high scalability and public verifiability, such as layer 2 blockchains based on zero knowledge proofs to scale the Ethereum blockchain, decentralized oracles, and verifiable credentials. So it talks about to scale the Ethereum blockchain, as I'm not sure what that means.
As layer 2 blockchains based on Ethereum. What it says as a layer 2 blockchain. Layer 2 blockchains based on zero knowledge proof to scale Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, such as layer 2 blockchains based on zero knowledge proofs to scale the Ethereum. Maybe it's on Ethereum then, I'm not sure. I doubt it because they can't do that transactions. And then also said ZK Snark, a ZKP system that is persistent and non-interactive. This means the proofs are short and the verification process is efficient. They use advanced cryptographic techniques like elliptical curve pairings to achieve compact and quickly verifiable proofs, making them suitable for on-chain verification in blockchain applications in which efficiency and minimal interactions are critical. Since the generation of ZKPs are computationally intensive, Project Mandala explores ways of using a special type of integrated circuits called field programmable gated arrays, FPGAs. By combining the power of existing computer processors with FPGAs, the speed of the end-to-end proof generation would be 2 to 5 times faster, while reducing the cost by half compared with using the standard graphics processing units, GPUs. The improvements in cost and speed were benchmarked for the specific relevant operations, SHA-256 hashing, which are tabulated in Appendix C.
Is SHA-256 on Ethereum?
I'm not sure.
Alex isn't with us.
No, they are not using it. They are proof of stake now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So let me read that part again. It says the improvements in cost and speed were benchmarked for a specific relevant operation, SHA-256 hashing, which are tabulated in Appendix C. Then I go to Appendix C. It says benchmark tests for SHA-256 using FPGA. The table below presents the costs and time required to perform SHA-256 hashing across 5 different instant types. The first 3 rows correspond to GPU variants, while the last 2 demonstrate the efficiency gained by pipeline CPUs with FPGAs, showcasing an alternative approach that optimizes both proof time and costs. SHA-256, Thor. Who uses that?
BTC, Bitcoin Cash, and BSV. Maybe there are other coins out there that use it also.
Anyone who forked Bitcoin, right? Or who split and copied Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other coins tend to avoid using the same hashing algorithm. So it seems to be that subset. On the Stark thing, I just looked at the website. It seems to come from a crypto coin called Starkware or something, and it's effectively a zero knowledge proof with hashes, as opposed to using cryptography. So it's a bit of a different technology, but it seems to be a function that they've developed, not necessarily something that's proprietary to their protocol, although they've probably got a patent on it and you probably have to license it.
And you're referring to what, Alex?
The Snark versus Stark stuff.
Snark.
So Snark is a cryptographic zero knowledge proof that uses encryption. Stark kind of just uses hashes. There may be some key signing in there and stuff. I don't know. But it seems like Stark doesn't require private keys because it doesn't need a seed phrase. So I would assume it's just kind of using hashes to blind what the information is. So one of the examples is Bitcoin's double hashing algorithm. Every time it hashes stuff, it seems to do it twice for some reason. No one has really been able to tell why, except for Craig, who said it means that you can prove the pre-image. So effectively, it means that I have something that hashes to something else, and you are interested in the something else. I can prove that I have a hash of that something that hashes into it, if you see what I'm saying.
Kind of. I mean,
it's easier to think about a zero knowledge proof as you have to be able to prove that you can tell what if a coin is in someone's left hand or right hand when their hands are behind their back. There's a couple of ways to do it. Either you just ask again and again and again, and statistically you've got the right answer that they can do it, or you just get them to guess once, and if they can do it, well, they get it right every single time. So it's kind of like, well, I give you a hash, and I say, well, this hash hashes to this hash comes from, the Mona Lisa or something. It's a representative of the Mona Lisa. It's like, well, prove it. Well, here's the secret that you need to know using this protocol that hashes to the thing that you're interested in. And that thing hashes to the Mona Lisa. So it could just be something like that. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
There was this part which is quite interesting, 5.138, where it says conceptually, Mandala can be used with various forms of tokenized central bank money, tokenized commercial bank deposits, regulated stable coins, and other tokenized assets. The OB wraps the WCBDC into a pre-developed policy wrapper contract. The WCBDC tokens are locked into the policy wrapper, and the same amount of wrapped WCBDC tokens are minted to the OB's account in return. The OB then calls the transfer function, which sends the wrapped CBDC to the BB. Oh, there's so many abbreviations in this, but it seems it's obviously working alongside what we was talking about there with tokenized commercial bank deposits, regulated stable coins, forms of tokenized central bank money. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
now, Aaron, wasn't one of the guys that is doing the free Roger Ver campaign? Aaron Day. He says CBDCs are bad, and he doesn't want them. So, can Alex, has anybody followed him on why his reasoning is why he doesn't like CBDCs, and what the opposing viewpoint is on this?
Well, I would argue that the opposing viewpoint is that people don't want to have their money controlled by a nefarious government, i.e., let's say, as an example, climate change. If for the sake of climate change, a government can say, well, we don't think you should be able to purchase more than a kilogram of meat or butter or cheese or any type of animal product. So therefore, we're going to program your money so that you can't buy more than that. It just isn't accepted. Or for example, your money is now on a time limit. You have to spend this government benefit or tax break or something within this time to promote increase in the economy. But if your money's got a time limit on when you need to spend it, then you can't save for the future. And there's also, okay, you don't agree with something, you say, oh, in Britain as an example, you say, oh, Keir Starmer is a bad politician. I don't think he should be the prime minister. Okay, now your money's turned off. I think there's a lot of good reasons why people should be worried, but I think there's other reasons why if BSV is an underlying layer that would tokenize these assets, then there's benefits to just using the primary set in stone protocol of BSV.
Transparency, right? I guess an open and honesty. So yeah, if we see they're turning off people's banking for that prime minister, then well, at least it's logged. We know who did it.
Exactly. Transparency. Yeah. We all play under the same rules.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to take people's money and freeze it without a court order and just turn people's assets off, well, we'll see that on the blockchain. And it will be exposed. I think it'd be less likely to do that. Nefarious actors will be less likely to behave that way if there was a transparency.
You'd hope so.
Guys, I have to leave. Thank you very much for the space again.
Thank you, Thor.
I'll try to keep an eye out for your next X Space.
Okay, dude. Yeah, we'll do some. Okay. I have what is it? I have the N-Chain patent space on what day is that, Casey? You were setting that up? Is that next week or the week after? We got one with N-Chain, or not N-Chain, but Joel, and it's going to be the patent space. Go ahead, Casey.
I don't have the information right in front of me with my messages, but I think it was for the 13th of December.
Okay, yeah, for sure. The 13th of December with N-Chain on the N-Chain patent space. I never heard back from Robert at N-Chain about his coming onto the space, but at least Joel, and we can continue the conversation about the open patents we had last time, Scott, about that with Joel this time, and anybody else who wants to go into that.
I could also maybe see if I could ask the lady who was at the court case. I know she's worked with N-Chain with patents as well. I don't know if she ever does do any public speaking or anything like that, but I could definitely ask.
Yeah, that's on the 13th. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to have that space. Yeah.
Joelle's the one that put together that passing off witness statement website for everyone. So he'll definitely.
Yeah, Joel will be on there. Now, there's a video I posted yesterday on my X account. It's actually Craig, Joel, and also a gentleman who looks like he's working at a law firm now. And he worked with CoinGeek writing articles. And it's a great video, dude. It actually is recorded 4 years ago. And it says, let's see, this is about Bitcoin is bound under contract. Okay. And it's like a premonition from like 4 years ago. And they're analyzing interview 1.1. Bitcoin is bound under contract. It's from the MetaNet ICU. It's definitely worth looking at because he, this is when Craig was doing interviews and he talked about, they really go into detail about what is going on with this passing off case in BTC Core. And it's pretty freaking almost spooky, like how it's talking about things 4 years ago that we're potentially seeing now. So it's it's pretty freaking cool, man. Yeah, and also one of the things that's really interesting, if you guys are fans of Craig, is that he actually shares his goal for Bitcoin when he actually started Bitcoin in this. You know what his goal was? He wanted to become a professor of a university, and he also wanted to get a partnership at an accounting firm. That was his goal. That was it. Of course, that was before it all happened. But that he went back and like reviewed his notes. He said that was what his aspirations were. He said he was very embarrassed that they were so low. But that's can you imagine? Set high goals. So what's up? Who else do we got? Reno, you're up on stage with us still. You still there? Reno. Miss Casey, Nicole, Alex, what else do we have left to talk about? If anybody's got any subject matter, it's Thanksgiving in California coming up this week. So I've got actually some pretty cool. I got Brett Banify coming up later on today at a show I'm going to do. And I have, let's see here. What time is that?
I would also just add that if anybody ever gets any information or notices something in the court case, with upcoming court cases regarding the passing off, just give me a DM because of I do have a life